Welcome to the Chris and Blake show, where we're going to talk about everything sports.
Everything.
I'm Blake.
I'm Chris. We're starting off with the upcoming NFL season. Who's the favorites, rookie of the year, MVP, some good games and teams that we think might shock you guys. So first off, who's winning rookie of the year? It's a tough one.
It is.
It's a tough one.
I don't think Caleb Williams is going to be what they think he's going to be.
I don't think so either. I think in the end he's going to be a bust. I don't think Daniels is going to do much his first season. Harrison, yeah, he's going to be great, but he's got Kyler Murray. So he's going to be as great as your quarterback at times.
Yeah.
I know Adam Conkley's good down there with Justin Herbert, but it's all Herbert has. So he could see a lot of receptions, but we're going to see a wide receiver that's not Harrison win rookie of the year.
True.
That's going to be
names and pedigrees goes a long way when it comes to these awards now.
for sure.
What do you think about McCarthy?
I like JJ
Because he went to
he's got Minnesota. So McCarthy's up there with Minnesota with he's got Jefferson, but that's really all that he has. And he's got Hawkinson, so I mean that could work out. I kind of like Xavier Leggett. He's down here in Carolina. Bryce Young, he's a really strong wide receiver, big wide receiver in Leggett there. But he's in the NFC South, so how much does that really play a factor?
Not a lot. Not a great division by no means.
I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna say I don't think the Panthers do anything, but I think Leggett's gonna put a big number. So I'm gonna take a risk. I'm gonna say Leggett for rookie of the year, because I just don't think Caleb Williams is going to do anything. Daniels, I don't think he's going to do much either. They're with the Commanders.
Drake May doesn't have any weapons in New England.
No, he doesn't. Hurts my soul. New England's going to finish last.
Yep.
So
good quarterback, just rough team, but it's building years for them. So
it is building.
Honestly, I'm probably leaning either Leggett or maybe Daniels surprising. Definitely not going to go Williams, even though he's favorite, obviously, being 101. But
okay, I can get behind that. That's not a bad pick. I mean, he's in the Commanders. I don't exactly remember their wide receiver core down to a T.
You got Scary Terry, and they picked up somebody in the.
I got Zach Ertz and Eckler. Oh, they do have Eckler.
Yeah,
he's a good receiving.
Good receiving running back.
Yeah. You might have convinced me on that.
So,
I like Eckler. I've always been big on Eckler.
So
maybe.
But then again, and like you said, can we get past the Harrison and the name to get?
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with Daniels is that division.
That's a tough one because
you
played the Cowboys twice, you played the Giants twice, and you got Philadelphia twice.
Yeah, Eagles.
And I don't know if you're beating Philadelphia.
I don't know if you're beating Dallas.
Honestly, Dallas made some moves this offseason too.
And I hate the Cowboys. I am on record. I hate the Cowboys.
Hate them absolutely.
But they're going to be a good team this year. And I actually have them as one of my playoff teams for the upcoming season. I think they're going to be really solid, along with the Atlanta Falcons. So, also an avid Falcon hater, big Patriot fan. But I think the Falcons will be very good. Being
an Atlanta fan, we made some moves over the off season.
I mean, you got Captain Kirk, Robinson, Pitts, Bates, and
of
London.
Course, Bates 3 was a really strong safety.
Problem is, what is Pitts going to do? We haven't seen much out of Pitts yet.
We haven't.
Does Captain Kirk turn him around?
But part of that problem was he wasn't being utilized because of the coaching staff. So
Say the same thing for Robinson last year.
Agreed.
So that's going to be. I think they're a sleeper in the playoffs. I think. I don't think they make it too deep, but I do definitely think they get in there. And then watch for the Lions and Texans to be in there again.
I think this is the Texans' year to prove it.
Yeah, I mean, second year for Stroud, so are they going to get him figured out?
You got Collins, Tank Dell. You got some strong receivers.
See, I'm just not. Everybody's always talking.
Who was their tight end again?
Tight end for
the Texans.
Texans right now.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, so Schultz is good. I'm not sold on Tank and Collins yet. Yes, they had a good season last year, but I don't know. I think that
Was it the quarterback putting the ball in the right place at the right time?
exactly. And this year you have is the quarterback figured out.
Yeah, because we ran into the same thing when Cam Newton started and a couple other scrambling running backs.
Don't forget, Mac Jones made the Pro Bowl his first season. Anything can happen after. So and then we're talking Texans. They have the 5th hardest schedule, so that's also going to play a factor.
And the Falcons have the 31st easiest
Yeah,
in a already weak division. So
it's
who knows
but,
how to pick
but
up.
you say weak, but is it a weak division? Let's think about
When
it.
they play each other, no.
The-
That's probably the most competitive division when
Yeah.
they play each other.
I mean, the Saints and the Bucks both have really good organizations, as well as the Falcons. Panthers, I mean, like I said, they can kind of kick rocks. I don't care that we're from Carolina.
Going to New Orleans, what does Carr do this year? Does he get them back to, or is he just riding it out until he leaves?
Derek Carr, put this on record. Right? I like Derek Carr. Derek Carr is going to throw for 4,300 yards, 37 touchdowns, 11 picks, and the Saints are going to sneak their way into the playoffs and win the NFC South.
I don't see it. I don't.
I mean,
With-
he's got Olave.
He does have a lot.
Let's check here. Let's check this guy.
Let's see. You have Kamara, Olave,
All right.
Judon, who's
No, that's Jordan. Judon's in New England. That's part of the offense. That's part of the defense. They got Cameron Jordan, Tyrann Mathieu.
Who was that one tight end that
Lattimore.
they had last year? His last name's Smith.
Jonnu Smith. I think they do still have Jonnu Smith.
He was a big playmaker towards the end of the season. He was
Correct.
making some big catches.
I think that Kamara, back full healthy is going to be a beast. And I think Olave, him and Carr are going to connect so much more. Olave is really good.
Olave was consistent last year. He was really good in fantasy. He was consistent, got the yards you needed, and he was there when you needed him.
For sure.
So
I think he'll have a good season. I think Kirk Cousins will have a good season. Question is, does Atlanta truly trust Kirk Cousins drafting a quarterback right behind him?
they did. So
Also, I just found out that Odell went to Miami.
if
I was behind on that one.
Let's give one more weapon to Tua, who already threw he had the most yards last year, didn't he? Or right there, like first or
I think he
second.
was right there at it. He had a great season.
So yeah, let's just add one more guy who can catch the ball when he needs to.
Hill, Waddle, Beckham, that whole team is. Dolphins really turned it around. I mean, Tom Brady went. He left, and they said, "All right, let's go."
They're going for a ring, so
Yeah.
let's see if they can get there.
I mean, it's definitely it's going to be a tough team. Obviously, Kansas City is going to be a powerhouse. 49ers, Eagles, powerhouse. Big questions are going to be, between Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. Both of them losing huge weapons.
They did.
And don't forget, the Texans got Diggs.
The Texans did pick up Stephon Diggs,
So, I mean, definitely.
which is a huge pickup to get him out of Buffalo.
It is. So, I mean, that's definitely going to be a. I don't know what those two guys are going to do there. I think that Justin Herbert is going to do pretty good still. I think he's going to make it work. Josh Allen obviously is an absolute stud, dominant player. I just don't know what he's going to do with the team around him. He doesn't really have much left anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got Dawson Knox and Kincaid, but I think Knox is the better, but Kincaid is higher up on the depth chart, so we'll see there. But yeah, so definitely a lot going on.
Ooh, another one that we didn't get to see a lot last year. What about Richardson out of Indianapolis?
Yeah, I mean,
He went out with a concussion, but when he was playing, he was making moves. He was looking really good, really solid.
That is true. They're with the Colts. Colts do have a fairly easy schedule this year. Opponents are 488. So, I mean, below 500, they're going against them. So, I think they can really
Find a way to sneak in.
491, I believe. They can have a good season, I think. Zeke back with the Cowboys.
That's insane.
I mean, Dak and Zeke, man. it's like peanut butter and jelly. They go so good together. And then you got, Brandon Cooks and C.D. Lamb. I'm surprised Brandon Cooks is still playing. Still as fast as he is, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, he flies around the field.
Let's bring back Zeke, but we still ain't going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
So
I mean, they're not going to be eating this season.
Nah, the first round bust if they even make it.
Oh man. So yeah. All right. Well, we'll hit a couple more topics here real quick. MVP.
The quarterback award.
It is indeed the quarterback award, and you can see here I wrote down. Oh, that's right. They're all quarterbacks except for two, and of course
there's CMC and Jay Jettis.
Yes, I mean, it is a quarterback award at the end of the day. Like I said, I think Josh Allen, he's second favorite to win it, but he can't do it all by himself. He doesn't really have a stout team around him anymore. Mahomes is going to put up ridiculous numbers, but you have Burrow back healthy.
You do have him back healthy, and you have a solid receiving core around him too. I mean, you still got
Jamar Chase.
You got Jamar Chase,
and
they got rid of Higgins, I think.
I don't think he.
Or was it Boyd?
I think they got rid of Boyd. I don't think Higgins is signed anywhere else yet. Brock Purdy, he's at plus 1,400, and I just want to say that's ridiculous. Mr. Irrelevant's putting up crazy numbers since being drafted, taking the team to the playoffs. Does he have the help of C-Mac? Yes, absolutely. The whole team is really good. But with that being said, you can say the same about Mahomes. Who's Mahomes without Kelsey?
Yeah, without Kelsey, I mean, look at what he did when he had Tyreek Hill too.
Yeah, I mean,
one of the surprising things to me is Tua not on the.
Yeah, he is not.
4,400 passing yards last season.
Yeah.
Like 40-something touchdowns. Got to put up ridiculous numbers in the last year. And you still have Tyreek Hill. You still have Waddle. You pick up Odell Beckham.
The crazy thing is...
So the question is, does he stay healthy enough to push you to the level that you need to be?
You're talking about a guy who's one concussion away from not
playing. Also, yes.
Yeah, so I mean, you really gotta dig into that O-line this season, and the skill players around him are going to do great. You need the big men to do good too. The O-line's got to protect Tua, or he's going to be done. That team's going to be built for nothing because I don't know who their backup is.
Literally have no idea.
Yeah,
I know of Tua, Hill, and the Waddle.
Who was the Jets backup a couple of seasons ago? Mike. I can't remember his name. Anyways, I think that's their backup, so it's not going to be good. Also, you got a crisis in Denver. Who the hell is going to be the starting quarterback? Is it Zach Wilson or Bo Nix?
Oh, God.
You got the rookie, and then you got, Mom Banger himself.
Who can't throw bombs. I don't know where that came from.
Yeah. But I just think it's going to be interesting. I think my MVP pick, I'm going to go with C.J. Stroud. Or, the Madden curse isn't real. I think McCaffrey can possibly break through and make it a non-quarterback award. I would be absolutely flabbergasted if that was the case.
Considering 2012 was the last non-quarterback, that was Adrian Peterson. So let a running back win it. Let's see your running back win it.
We'll see. I just don't know, man. I mean, even McCaffrey's at plus 4,000 odds, which is ridiculous.
Which last year, I mean, he was ranked, I think, 5th in the top 10 for that. We was having that discussion last year on how could he not be up higher.
Yeah, for sure. I guess just one more thing to hit real quick. I do have the season's best games out. Week by week, what's the best game you think on the schedule as a whole? What is the game to watch this year going to be?
The game to watch.
The game to watch this year. What game is going to play the biggest, effect on the season?
I'll tell you this. Going back to what we was discussing before, this game might not matter, but do the Steelers stay above 500 this season? Last game of the season, Steelers versus Bengals.
I hate the Steelers.
I hate the Steelers too, but they're going on 19 years over 500 or 20 years. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game, I think, especially last game of the season. I think you got to watch Texans-Chiefs Week 16.
That's going to
playoff implications potentially.
I was going to say who gets first round bye or second
Yeah.
round, second.
It's going to be a long season, but I think there's a ton of good games. Week 2 is a powerhouse that I saw. Bills, Dolphins, Bengals at KC, and Bears at Texans. We don't know exactly what Caleb Williams is going to do, but I like the matchup of Caleb versus CJ there early in the season. Aaron Rodgers, does he stay healthy, or does he blow out his other Achilles?
4 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. 4 minutes, 4 plays.
Also hate Aaron Rodgers. You guys are going to learn I hate a lot of people here, all right?
Yeah. Also, week 7, Chiefs Niners.
It's also good early in the season.
Yeah.
And I want to say, I thought they met one more time, but I don't think that they do.
49ers, Packers.
I might have missed it. I just don't think Chiefs Bills is going to be exciting now with Diggs gone. I have it down for week 11, but honestly, the Texans versus Cowboys week 11 is going to be way more interesting than Chiefs Bills.
The battle of the Lone Star State.
Yeah. So like I said, there's a lot of good games. Dolphins are going to have a lot of great games. The Ravens have a Derrick Henry.
That's huge.
And Lamar Jackson.
That was a big pickup too. You got a quarterback who's nimble and fast, and then you got an absolute powerhouse for running back.
Well, yeah, and then having those two, even though Derrick Henry's a big guy, he's somewhat fast. Can they run like a West Coast offense with him in that, having Lamar? Could that be like an old school like D'Anthony Thomas and Darren Thomas from Oregon type deal? I think it'd be good. So a lot of good games. I'm excited for the season. You have anything else to hit on real quick?
Just one more game to look out. The Dolphins-Jets in Week 14. Who's going to win and control the AFC North?
Well, I'll tell you what. The Dolphins-Jets Week 14 matters, but not as much as Week 18. They finish off the season playing each other.
Oh, they do.
So that is, I think it's going to come down to that game to determine who wins the.
I didn't see that they played that game.
Yeah.
So
and that's actually the AFC East. AFC North
East,
would
that's
be
right.
North
North is
Steelers.
the Bengals Steelers.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
I get my AFCs mixed up.
I think Dolphins Jets will be good if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, and if Tua stays healthy. Does either quarterback even make it? Not even to Week 18. Does either quarterback even make it to Week 14?
Who knows? We'll see what these lines do.
We'll see. So tune in next week. We're gonna try to do these every week as much as we can. We'll probably hit on something different next week. Probably not football related. Blake, I appreciate you being here and coming down.
So we'll either pick up with just got basketball, NASCAR, college football.
Yeah, baseball.
Baseball.
Paul Skeens. So, believe me, I've got plenty to talk about NASCAR, don't get me wrong. Being middle of baseball season, we'll probably touch on baseball or something like that. And we got some big news in basketball next week. Klay Thompson did just sign with the Mavs.
Which is insane.
So we'll probably hit on basketball and baseball next week. But for now, we appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you guys next week.
See y'all.